Hello and welcome to the December edition of the Art and Soul Show here at Ipsum on the air. Where you listen to this, your ears can't look elsewhere.
Ipsum care, while you listen to this, your ears can't look elsewhere.
To start this December show, a cover of Merry Christmas Everyone by Ipsum client Mike Watkins. Enjoy!
Are you hanging up a stocking on your wall? It's a time that every Santa has a ball. Does he ride a red-nosed reindeer? Does a ton up on his sleigh? Do the fairies keep him sober for the day? So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. Are you waiting for the family to arrive? Are you sure you've got the room to spare inside? Does your granny always tell you that the old songs are the best? Then she's up and rock and rolling with the rest. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. What will your daddy do when he sees your mama kissing Santa Claus? Oh, are you hanging up a stocking on your wall? Are you hoping that the snow will start to fall? Do you ride on down the hillside in a buggy you have made? When you land upon your head, then you've been slayed. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun.
That was a cover of Merry Christmas Everyone by Ipsum client Mike. Next up, this is Home by Cavetown.
Often I'm upset that I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I will fly us out of here. I'll cut my hair, to make you stare. I'll hide my chest and I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Porcelain face, I can't really think right now in this place. There's too many colors, enough to drive all of us insane. Are you dead? Sometimes I think I'm dead, 'cause I can feel ghosts and ghouls wrapping my head. But I don't wanna fall asleep just yet. Went dark, I don't know where. My pupils are, but I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Get a load of this monster, he doesn't know how to communicate. His mind is in a different place. Will everybody please give him a little bit of space? Get a load of this train wreck, his hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. But little do we know the stars welcome him with open arms. Oh, time is slowly tracing his face, but strangely he feels at home in this place.
That was Cavetown and their track titled This Is Home. And now a track called Universe by Nigel Hopkins.
That was Nigel Hopkins with Universe.
October the 10th was World Mental Health Day. Coming up in this show, we have various interviews that took place at Sandalwood Court, which is the local NHS inpatient unit to support people with mental illness. The first of these interviews is with Charlie Paradise from Swindon Borough Council. So over to Oz at the Ipsum Outside Broadcast Unit.
Hi, so I'm here with Charlie Paradise. Charlie Paradise, what do you do?
So I work for public health in Swindon Borough Council, and my role is around public mental health, which is predominantly around prevention of mental health conditions. So this means that everybody needs to look after their mental health. Everybody has mental health. It's not a thing you have when you're unwell. And my role really is to kind of promote key messages about how we can look after our mental health.
So it's your job to stop people from getting to the point where they are in crisis, basically.
Yes, absolutely. I think what our role in public health is to do around this is kind of the prevention, raise awareness, make mental health a normal thing out in the community, and try and encourage people to look out for each other within their local community, because the stigma around mental health still, unfortunately, means that people aren't reaching out, they aren't talking about how they feel because they're afraid of what others think of them. That's really what we're aiming to do in public health.
So are there any specific projects you're working on at the moment?
Yes, we've got a year of mental health at the moment. So actually we are looking to try and capture what everyone's doing in Swindon this year. And if anybody wants to contact me, they can do. Charlie Paradise, so it's cparadise@swindon.gov.uk. We've got some priority areas, and pretty soon we're going to be launching some information around men's mental health in relation to suicide prevention.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for talking to me. Is there anything else you want to make people aware of?
No, just to say it's really great to have so many providers at this event today and working together to promote mental health awareness. And as it's World Mental Health Day, everyone should look after themselves.
It's great. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
So, following on from what Charlie just said, there will be a focus group relating to men's mental health in Swindon, happening on Friday the 7th December from 3 to 5 p.m, upstairs in Coffee One in Canal Walk, Swindon.
And now, Richie from Basement 13 brings us a beat called Reasons.
That was Richie. And now a piece of music straight out of St. Luke's School.
Mike? Has anyone seen Mike?
And now, the one and only Rusty Goat back in his poetry corner with pencil marks on pages.
Pencil marks on pages. She's the type of girl who listens to Bach and Beethoven, and I'm the guy who just superglued the cap from his tooth back on. I'm not saying it's a case of where you're from or social status, but we talk and walk in different circles. That's what became obvious. You see, my day is spent drinking tea and writing poetry. No direction or purpose. For now, this may be. But I have plans to be making changes. I'm not talking about reworking world order, nor do I have the ability to fix global conflicts or war. But you've heard me utter these words before. I'm hatching plans. I'll chip away at it one day at a time, and I'll not go down as one of history's greatest, but I'll leave a legacy that reaches out further than a positive update of a Facebook status. And for my boys, my family, I show development in my well-being, and if this alone is my legacy, the positive pieces from this they are seeing. I'll not change the world with words, but I'll make a difference to those who are my world. And for those who gain inspiration from my unpunctuated ramblings, I thank you for listening. Life can be as bleak as listening to Parachutes by Coldplay. But what are you saying? I'm listening. And my door is always open, metaphorically speaking, if it's solace and a mug of tea you are seeking. Life changes. People, places, faces. Some remain the greatest. Others, life's detritus. Cut the strings and show forgiveness. I'll continue to shift words and emotions. For me, tea and poetry are energising therapy. Books full of pencil marks on pages, shifting perspective, making changes.
That was the one and only Rusty Goat with pencil marks on pages. If you enjoyed that, then you should check out Rusty Goat's Poetry Corner on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. in the very excellent Darkroom Espresso, number 11 Farringdon Road. It's an evening of spoken word and excellent poetry.
And now, Jonjo with a song about his first car.
Handles like a pony, screeches to a halt. If we have a little bump, it never is our fault. 30 miles an hour, it does easy round town. 70 on a long stretch, the hills go up and down. The paint was a bit faded, the windows need a clean. Jokes about a wind-up sound so very mean. This car took us everywhere, Dorset and the coast. Shopping every Saturday, of memories the most. Soon its final journey will have to be made. No way to avoid it, it's to the scrapper's yard. Handles like a pony, screeches to a halt. If we have a little bump, it never is our fault. 30 miles an hour, it does easy round town. 70 on a long stretch, the hills go up and down.
Thanks to Jonjo, his first car.
And now a poem from Sue Hammond, reflecting on this time of year.
Happy Christmas, everyone. I'd just like to say I wish you a really happy un-Christmas day, because if we ignore it, it might go away. Then I won't have to endure the weeks and months of anticipation, stress and worry in preparation, spending money that we haven't got, piling up the New Year's debt, striving for ridiculous perfection on this day of celebration. Surely we need some new perspective on how and what and when to give. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas, especially when the kids are young. Santa Claus with his long list, hard-working elves, you get the gist. The Grinch and Scrooge and Red-Nosed Reindeer, food and drink and festive cheer. the story of the virgin birth when the Saviour came to earth, for the candles and lights and the midnight carolling, for all the comfort and joy and the heartfelt good tidings. What I really struggle with is what this festive season does to the vulnerable. It leads to complications and a concentration of all our insecurities. It certainly heightens relationship difficulties. There are such unrealistic expectations, and if you're a victim of circumstance, have a problem with addiction, or you're ill or bereaved and grieving, lonely, poor and suffering, or perhaps you're homeless, or your family life just isn't the best. This time of perceived wholesome togetherness, it really can be a nightmare at Christmas. I can't avoid it. I can't cancel Christmas. I wish I could desensitise all of us who need a dressing on the wound that annually is reopened. There is no acceptable anaesthetic. Nothing exists for that. I can't control Christmas, but I can do my best to make the most of the good that comes with it. I'll get a highlighter and the Radio Times, and I'll plan what I can do to make me feel good. I'll send some cards and I'll compose a message to put on Facebook. I'll make some visits. I'll act a bit. Try to make it as good as I can get it. I'll give my time and give of myself. I know by focusing on somebody else, it somehow helps me to bear this really difficult time of year. If you find Christmas hard too, then this message is especially for you. Stay strong. It's only once a year, just 24 hours, and we'll be in the clear. Just the spectre of New Year's Eve to get through. But me and you, we can do it. Happy Christmas to you.
From Sue's seasonal poem to more from the Ipsum Outside broadcast.
You are listening to Swindon 105.5, the Art and Soul Show from Ipsum here at Basement 13. But right now, I am at Sandalwood Court. It's World Mental Health Day, and I'm talking to Bex. Hi, Bex.
Hello, hi.
Who are you and what do you do?
So, I'm a key worker at the Nelson Trust Women's Centre in Swindon. So we're based 161 Victoria Road, and we have a centre there that welcomes any woman to come in and receive some support with whatever it is that they need help with.
Okay, so mental health is something that is extremely important.
Yep.
What is it that the Nelson Trust do in the area of mental health particularly that improves the well-being of your clients?
Okay, so we accept that women have huge amounts of pressures on their time and on their lives, and when a woman accesses our service, we give them a comprehensive assessment which basically looks into every area of their life, including mental health. And we also accept that one area of life impacts a lot on mental health, and mental health will impact so much on other areas of life. So we cover things like substance misuse, domestic violence, mental health, emotional health, physical health, and sex working as well. So we accept that all of those pathways that we assess a woman on interact very much on their mental health and on their ability to cope with everyday life.
So if someone feels they need to access your services, how can they do that?
Any woman can phone us on 01793 495 812, or they can pop into the centre on Victoria Hill, and we will be happy to take a referral from them, show them round, help them feel welcome and safe, and then they will be allocated their own key worker, and the key worker would then get in touch with the lady and invite them in for the comprehensive assessment looking at all the different areas of their lives.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for talking to me. Have a beautiful rest of the day.
Thank you.
So, from Bex at Nelson Trust to a track recorded recently at Basement 13 by Ipsum client Pat Lush called Paranoid.
David Kelly, CIA, Hoover, Monroe.
And it's now time for Brian Barber's Adventures in Faraway Lands. How's it going, Brian?
It's great, and this week we're looking at Oman.
Oman. Very
Yes.
nice.
Do you know where that is?
It's in the Middle East.
Yeah, you did right.
Yeah, it's not far away from like Dubai and places like that.
Round the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, the UAE.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Now, Oman is a nice place.
Cool.
you
Yeah.
know, and I really like being there.
Yeah, they've got a good reputation for food, actually. I seem to remember.
Food and tolerance.
Nice.
The women don't have to wear the full kit to hide
Yeah.
their faces or their bodies. You can actually talk to them. I was amazed that you could do it, but it was a really nice place to be, and they looked after you.
Yeah.
And nobody treated you as being sort of a strange white person.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be talking about pipelines.
Yes, that's right.
So oil pipelines.
Yeah, this is oil pipelines in the middle of nowhere. I mean, what you're talking about is the lines that run from the oil fields to the coast.
Okay.
And we're talking there about a place called Sharjah. No, not Sharjah, Salalah.
Salalah.
So Sharjah's another story, but
Okay.
but Salalah, where the oil was then pumped into boats and taken away. So that was that what it was for. Now, the big problem about oil pipes, problem is that once you've welded them, how do you protect the weld and the surrounding bit of steel from corrosion?
Okay, so corrosion was quite a big problem then. I'm guessing
seriously.
because of sand and wind and
Salt water.
salt water. Oh, okay.
You know, the problem, even though you're inland, the water tends to be a bit brackish.
Yeah.
And so when you finish the pipe, welding it, you then bury it. Now, the last thing you want is the pipe to be absolutely soaked in salt water.
Yeah.
Because it corrodes. So the job was to provide corrosion protection using heat shrink sleeving. And very simple process. Clean off the pipe with wire brushes, possibly using a needle descaling gun. Shouldn't need to do that very often because the pipes are brand new.
Yeah.
And so the weld's been done. You then heat it up until it's about 70, 80 degrees. Wrap the...
Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Celsius, old chap. A bit
just
cold.
checking, just checking. Yeah.
Yeah, so you heat it up, wrap the heat shrink round, and heat the jacket. And it shrinks, and the adhesive bonds to the surface of the pipe, and you've got a corrosion-protected joint.
So it's like sealing it all in.
That's right, yeah.
And you worked in the insurance side of this.
Well,
so...
because I was an engineer, I was supposed to know how all this worked. And Lloyd's, who were doing the insurance on the pipeline, I was an approved signatory to the document stating that the pipeline had been done properly. That did cause some problems, but, as an inspector, basically, I had to say, no, that's not been done right. But most of the time, they were pretty good.
Okay, cool. And so while you were doing all this, there was something special about making tea there.
Oh, tea, yeah. Now, this is with the Indian crew.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Indians,
Yeah.
tea, yes, well, they grow it, and they brought it over. Now, on the pipeline, what they used to do, they had these big flame guns for heating the pipe up and for shrinking the sleeves. And so one of the big burners would be put down with a big can, one of these large cans you used to have for fruit in or jam, stick that down, full of water, bring it to the boil, toss in, I think it was 4 handfuls of tea leaves, followed by, must have been something like 10, 12 handfuls of sugar, followed by 2 cans of evaporated milk.
Oh, wow.
So that was tea.
That seems very experimental.
But, I mean, I wouldn't ever drink that.
No, I wouldn't drink that.
Too sweet. So what I used to do is say to the lads, right, when you've got the boiling water and you put the tea in, give me a cup.
Yeah.
Then you can add whatever you want, but I don't want it with all that stuff in it.
Yeah.
So that was good. It was really hot tea in a hot environment, and they used to keep you cool, surprisingly.
Yeah, they say that, don't they? That hot drinks on a hot day are actually good for keeping you cool because it triggers your body's natural keep cool processes.
Yeah, that's right. It does.
So you also got ambushed during your time there.
Oh yes.
Let's hear a bit about that.
Yeah, well, see, they're very careful in the desert because people can get lost, and if you get lost, you die, basically, if you haven't got enough water. And so they used to monitor you by having numbers and letters on the roof of your vehicle. And so there you were, trundling along in the desert, and a helicopter would fly by, and he'd know who you were and where you were going. Now, I broke down. So I managed to get into one of the bases and say, "Look, I've got to go down to Barrack. Could you swap my vehicle?" So they gave me another vehicle. And off I went, trundling along quite happily. And I came over a rise, just came up the rise to the top, and there was all these guys with machine guns pointed at me, plus a helicopter parked just over the back. And I sort of, what? And so hands away from anything, so you're not a risk.
Just like,
Yeah. And so I said to them, because the officer spoke English, of course, he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm on my way to Barrack. I filed a plan." He said, "You did, but not in that Jeep." Thinking, oh, I forgot to change it. And so they ambushed me because they thought I might have been an infiltrator.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, you mentioned Barrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was where you were staying, that was where you were living while you were there?
One of the places, yeah. Barrack was interesting because the water there was really, really, really salty.
Okay.
And if you wanted a shower, you used to have to use coconut oil shampoo because soap didn't work.
Oh, wow. Because of all the saltiness?
Yeah, from the salt.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you very much for coming through to talk to us today, Brian. It's been another excellent adventure in faraway lands. Have a great day.
See you next month.
So now, on the Art and Soul Show, here at Ipsum, from Brian Barbers' Adventures in Faraway Lands to a rap track, specially written for anyone rapping presents at the moment. Written and recorded by TJ OHanlon, here at Basement 13.
Yeah. Sold my soul and now look where I am. You can keep that, I got God with me. I don't know which way to go, and they're telling me I'll make it on my own, and they're telling me to always keep safe. Stop the violence, stop chasing that. You're gonna make it no matter what. And I tell myself God's got me. I ain't going in my coffin today, no. It's not happening, I'll make it out. And I'm playing with these demons in my brain. People telling me that they're driving me insane. I'm switching out all of the time. I don't know why. Back then I really did love crime, and I had to let that go, cause if I didn't let it go, then my body probably would have folded, probably would have turned to ghost, probably wouldn't have had the Holy Ghost by my side. But then God called me on my phone and he told me you will make this no matter what. Don't let them chase you and mess you up. Don't let them bring you down. Trust me, I make it now with that frown, and I turn it upside down. I need to let them go, because if I don't let the old be the old, then the past will become my future. I'm not ready to take that into my future. I gotta think of my daughter now, but gotta take that into consideration. Even though I'm black and they know this, people being racist, what is this? Please tell me where I'm gonna go, cause when I'm on the road I don't know which way I would go. Cause I turn left, I see the ghost, turn right, I see the devil telling me you ain't gonna make it, you're a rebel. I'll make it into heaven no matter what. And anybody thinks I won't make it, then you can go. You know where the door's at, you know. You might as well just get your legs and walk that on your own, because I'm not gonna turn ghost. Many people taking pills these days thinking it's okay, and they're smoking the cannabis thinking it is their friend, when really in the end you won't remember a thing. So here we go, when I'm walking down that road, and I'm gonna make it no matter what. And if they're thinking that I'm gonna fail, I ain't ending up in jail, cause that's not the way that I choose to go. I will make it no matter what. God's calling me on the phone, telling me to let it go. Pass me the holy sword, to open up 1,000 doors, or open up 1,000 more. Call me the Holy One, gonna walk no matter what. And if I gotta sit there and pray, then I will. And if I know that I can make it, then I will make it. Success is the way, and trust me, I will shake it like an earthquake. I will make it one way, and if I don't come back, then you know I'm on the way. You know, no matter what, I ain't giving up. So trust me, I'm back, and I'll make that. I'm coming back like I'm the Men in Black. Yo, yeah, they know I will make it on my own. Ted, think you got a daughter now, you got a girl to think of. What is the matter with your pal? Yeah, you will make this now. You got a daughter to think of. What is wrong with your pal? You got a girl as well. You need to make this. Success is the way. Trust me, you will make it.
That was Never Give Up by TJ OHanlon. Now it's a track made here at Basement 13 by a pupil of St Luke's School for his mum.
That was a track by a St. Luke's student they made for his mum. Now, Slow and Steady Wins the Race by Pedro the Lion.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All the way to Grandma's house, I stayed on the narrow path, but my brother wandered off deep into the woods, bitten twice by rattlesnakes, tangled up in poison oak. He fell down and broke his legs into a great ravine. When I arrived at Grandma's house, she had made us tea and cake. She asked me where my brother was, and I said I don't know, and ate. When I get to heaven, I'll be greeted warmly, surrounded by the angels, as Jesus takes my hand, and I'll receive a mansion on the river Jordan, and a crown of diamonds for a race well run. And I won't ever lock my doors, I will trust my neighbors, confident that they deserve to be there in heaven too.
That was Pedro the Lion with Slow and Steady Wins the Race. And now, to bring us to a close, a track that we're playing in honour of Swindon band Palm Rose, who have recently had to split up. This is their track Seattle. Shout out to Palm Rose, great friends, great people. And that will actually bring us up to the end of the show. So thank you very much for listening. This has been the Art and Soul Show on Swindon 105.5, straight out of Basement 13 at Ipsum. Have a great day.
I can't sleep without you by my side, and I just weep from time to time. And how did we find ourselves aligned? A call to arms, a beacon and a light in Seattle. In Seattle. must we from time to time? And how did we find ourselves alive? A